Hi everyone, hope you're well. I'm back today with another video. This time it's a little gift card holder. These are really easy to make. Much easier actually than the video I've been trying to make for you, because I've already made this video once and then something was corrupt and it wouldn't load and it was a real pain. So I've made these with the Stamperia's coffee and chocolate papers. But because I made one of these on the video, I've now not got the papers left for that, so I'm making them out of Stamperia's Sweety range, which you probably all know. It's an oldie but a goodie, and it matches in well with the chocolate and coffee theme. So I'll show you what they are for starters. So it's a nice little picturesque front there with the papers, and it simply opens up with the ribbon here. They're so simple to make, and you've got your own little pop-up element with all the coffee or whatever theme you choose to use elements in there, layered up. And behind this little section here, you can slot in, there's my Marks and Spencer's gift card behind there, and you can give that as a lovely little card and a gift. On the back you can write your sentiment, and you can change that gift card for whatever is local to you. Costa, or especially with the coffee theme, a Costa or a Starbucks would be great to add in here. So that's my first one, and then they're all of a similar look, so I'll show you what I've got on the others. So I've used the papers again on the front here. Coffee is my love language, and good day on the front there. Another little pop-up. On these I've all used the drawers to hide my gift card slightly. Added some elements that I've cut from the papers, the clocks, layered them up, and this is the mechanism here, which I'm just going to show you how to make. And this is the third one, happiness in a cup, and a good mood little sentiment there. And here we go again with some elements from the papers, cut apart there, the posters and the clocks. So let's get started on showing you how to make those. So I've had some pre-made cards in my stash for a while. They're quite thin, so they're perfect for this project because you're layering up some papers. The card size doesn't really matter with this, because I'm not going to give you loads of measurements, only the width of this one of these pieces of paper that make the mechanism, and I'll explain that in a second. So this card here is 4 by 5 3/4, but I know there's a US size which is 4.5, is it, by 5.5, so you could easily alter this to make that. So what we've got for starters is our card, and we're going to make the mechanism first. So all you need is 2 pieces of paper, and they've got to be 4 inches long if you want to do it this way. 4 inches. It doesn't matter what length they are. So if you were doing a 7 by 5 card, this would be a 7 and this would be 4, or if a bit short if you wanted to tie it in. But yeah, so whatever size card you're doing, a 6 by 6, this would be 6, this would be 4. So any size as long as it's 4 inches wide. So you need 2 pieces of paper for that, and all you're going to do, bring in your scoreboard, is to score each one at 1, 2, 3 and 4. It's as simple as that. 1, 2 and 3, because it's 4 inches long. And I'm going to score the back side as well of these papers. 1, 2 and 3. And exactly the same on the second piece. 1, 2 and 3. And I'm going to get rid of my scoreboard because that's all the scoring you're going to need to do. And then you just want to fold into the 4 panels then, and burnish those just to make sure they fold. Good score on those so that they all bend well. Do the same with this one, giving them all a good crease. It's quite nice really that I can show you this project in other papers now that my first video didn't load, so at least that's a bonus. Then when you fold them, just make sure your edges meet This one does near enough, but it's a little bit shy there. So let's give that a trim. And the same on this one. That one is a bit bigger on that side, so let's just trim that edge off. And that will save you having issues later on when you come to fold your card. There we go, get rid of those. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to set these two pieces of the mechanism aside while I put together the base card. So I'm going to do the front first. I've taken one of the papers and laid it up on a little piece of gold there. So I'm just going to stick that down. And I had some gold paper in my stash rather than gold card, and I thought this would work quite well for this project because we're doing quite a bit of layering, and so that we don't have too much bulk. I'm going to pop that on there, ease that up a touch. And this is a decal edge card, like I said, but you could easily do a straight edge card, or you could make it a decal edge yourself with some scissors or your paper trimmer. So that's my front for starters. Now inside, I'm going to put two more pieces of paper, and it doesn't, because my mechanism is going to go here in the middle, it doesn't matter if you're using scraps and it doesn't meet. So I'm going to use these two pieces even though they're not exactly the right size. So pop those down. There we go. And on this one, I'm using wet glue, but you can easily use your tape runner or double-sided tape. So there we go. And like I say, just edge that up a bit because that isn't straight. I'm not bothered that they don't meet in the middle there, because now I'm going to add my mechanism. So I'm going to take one of these pieces that I folded, and there is, I know you can't see with the stripes, but if I hold it that way, there is 4 panels. So I'm going to fold it in half with the opening towards the top, and I am going to add, let's do it this way. I'm going to fold it in half, sorry, with my opening towards the bottom. Let's do it towards the bottom that way. And if I flick it over, I'm going to put it on this glue on this first panel. I'll repeat that in a second just so I didn't confuse you too much. Plenty of glue on there. So with the 4 panels, I'm folding in half, and I'm going to put glue on that first panel. And I'm going to layer it just up to the fold line of the card, but not on top of it. And that's how I'm opening there. So my fold is at the top here. So let's get that on a bit closer to there. And then give that a good burnish down. That's how it opens. Then you've got this 4th, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be a 4th panel, and I'm going to just add glue to this 4th panel. Put plenty on. And all I'm going to do then is close my card. So close my card and give it a good flatten down. And give it time for the glue to grab, so that when you open it, you end up with this mechanism. If you can see there. So that is your pop-up part. But to make an area to put your gift card in, you need to have a second one. So you've got exactly the same again. Your opening is going to be at the top, and on this back panel here, the first one, I'm going to put glue. So again, we've put some glue there. And I'm going to butt this up against where my first panel was. I'm going to add it close to it, but not touching. You can see a little line of turquoise there, which is the paper underneath. Get that over slightly. And again, I'm going to flatten that down. Now, in between these two, this is where your gift card is going to slot. So you don't want glue when you attach them together all over. You just want a bit of glue here, a bit of glue here, and a line across the bottom. So that's where I'm going to add my glue next. I'm going to add a bit of glue here at this side, maybe ½ inch in, ½ inch here, and a line across the bottom. And then all I'm going to do is close my card. This you do need to give a little bit of time for it to all stick together. So that when you open it up now, you have got your two panels sat next to one another. Just give those edges a little time to grab, like that. You've got two squares next to each other. Oops, there we go. There you go, you can see on that side. And you've also got a gap in the middle here where you didn't stick, that you're going to stick your gift card. So that is literally how you make the mechanism. And then you can decorate it however you like. So I'm going to decorate mine now and show you how I've come about that. I've made a little piece of card here which is 2 inches by 4 inches, and this is going to cover up most of my gift card. And I'm going to slot that into this area here so that when it opens up you can't see all of your gift card. It's a bit more of a surprise. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue, oops, wrong side, to the front, just like so. And I'm going to slide that into this slot that we've made, get it straight and flatten that, so that when it opens up you can tuck your gift card behind that secret slot. Okay, I've then got some elements from the papers. I've got some more stripes, so I'm going to add those on the top and the bottom just for a little bit of decoration. I'm going to pop that one on this side just to make my card look pretty. There's that one, just level that one up. And I've got this one for the bottom. Pop a bit of glue all on this one. Here is this one. And then I decided I was going to have a little bit of lace along here just to make my my border look like it was a table. So I think I'm going to add those on still. So pop those on there. And whenever you've got a fold, don't go right up to the fold. Go near it, but not on top of it. And that way you won't have any issues when you come to fold your card then. Because if you have too much bulk around the score line, the fold line, you will have problems with your folding. So check that out. That's fine with me. There we go. Now, while it's like that, I'm going to add my ribbon closure. So I've got a piece of blue ribbon here, and I've used about 24 inches, 2 lengths of the ruler. But you don't actually have to make it that big, to be honest. You judge how big you want your ribbon to be at the end. I mean, it needs to be a decent size to allow your ribbon to tie in a nice bow. But you can stick your tape on there like that. I have then got something to cover that up with, which is my sentiment. I'm going to add this on, enjoy sweet moments. And I've got some glue on here some card on here just to add a bit of dimension. That's what I'm going to use to cover my ribbon up with. Put that down. And I've also got a couple of little chipboard from that range chocolate pieces. I'm going to add those. I'm going to add 3 on one side, I think, and 1 on the other. There's my one. think. Put that one on. And then I've got another little chipboard piece just to pop under that final element, just to give it a little bit of lift. If I put that there, it should help me to stick that on. Put that on there. Just give that time to grab. They've got a shiny coating. These are the chipboard elements from this collection, and they've got quite a shiny background on them, so they do tend to slip and slide around with your glue while you're waiting for it to set. So there's that. I'm going to add a couple of gems. See what I've got. A couple of gems to each of these corners, because I think that just might make it pretty. And finish off the front like so. Oops. Get that one on a bit better. That's it. And then inside, I've got my front. I'm now just going to add my decoration to the inside, which I've got some more fussy cut elements from the papers. I've got this stack of cups, which I'm going to add on here. Pop those on just like so, adding those to the front. I think I'm going to add my Life is Sweet up this top corner, and I think I'm going to add that on a little bit of, give that a bit of a prop up. It's great just using these pieces of cardboard packaging that you've got. Saves you money from your foam pads, and you can recycle that cardboard that your products have come in. And then I've got a teapot here, so I'm going to add that one on, I think. Pop that there. Just give that a squeeze. Oh, and that's what you should there. Now I've done that so that you can see. If your element is too high, it's going to stick out at the bottom. So I'm going to take that off a second, and I'm going to trim my cups down. This is how you can have a quick save on this. And all I'm going to do is add my cups back in, pop them over the top, just like so. Test it out, that fits fine, and you can re-put your teapot back on. So make sure when you're adding your elements that when you fold your card down, they don't come over this top edge. Let's just make sure that's on straight. There we go. And that one was a good one to show how you can salvage that. And then I've got my cakes, which I think I'm just going to layer up down here. I'll pop my one cake there, and I've got another one to stick over the top there. And that to me looks great, so that when you open it up, you've got all sorts going on. You could add more elements along here, it's entirely up to you. But all I'm going to do now is add my back panel on, which is another piece of gold with a piece of white card on, just for you to be able to write your sentiment. If we put that on there like that, we are done. Let's take a look at that. Once you've got that tied round, you can tie your bow here and open up your card, and you've got a really pretty gift card holder there. Now if I just zoom out slightly and bring in one of my coffee and chocolate ones, you can just see how you can make them all different for different themes. This one could be for birthday or Mother's Day. This one could be for any occasion, a thank you, Father's Day. So they really are the perfect way to give a gift and to give a present to. So I hope you've enjoyed that video. And I hope by me having one dodgy video that wouldn't load, I've now been able to show you a variety of how you can vary your styles. So thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'd love to know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.